And let's do this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how are we all feeling today? Right? How are we all feeling? Listen, before I even get started, let me get the technicals out of the way. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, let me get some 555s in the chat box. If you can see me, if you can hear me, let me get some 555s in the chat box. We have 43 people on the call today. You know, I like whole and round numbers. So if there's anybody in your group, if there's anybody that you haven't told about, let's just now just take a picture of me. Let's take a picture that the call has started and let's put it into our group chat and let's just get this to at least 50 people and let's get this show on the road. All right. So while we're doing that, while we're sending the screenshots, let me just introduce myself. For those of you that don't know who I am, for those of you that have never seen me before, I am Mr. Dwayne Marcus. I am a leader in this amazing opportunity. I've been a part of this industry for just over 5 years now, and for me, it's been absolutely transformational. You know, for me, I just absolutely love serving people. I enjoy being a part of a trading community and I just enjoy showing up every single day. You know, and for those of you that are part of this community, you will see that we are just here to just empower, to uplift, to support one another, and just not just be a place where we are making money, but be a place of support. Okay. Myself and Caroline definitely we came together and we said, look, you know, we need to provide, you know, mindset. We need to be able to provide something for the team, for the people every single week, just to help keep them inspired, keep them uplifted. And as leaders, we are learning every single day. So whatever we learn, we pour back into you, you know, and that's why we have now officially titled these Sunday calls, you know, Think Different Sundays, because all we want you to do is just think differently. All right, just think differently. Whatever you have done thus far has got you to where you are right now. And in order for you to go into the next level, in order for you to step into your greatness, all you got to do is just think different. Okay, so what I want to say to you guys is last week, when we did this call, my segment was predominantly to the men. I was speaking to the men about how they conduct themselves in business. You know, I spoke about how to dress, how to smell good, you know, punctuality. I also spoke about daily affirmations. I spoke about having your camera on, and it's nice to see that a lot of you guys have got your camera on. Still a few that haven't got your cameras on, but it's fine. You know, being present on calls, right? Having your camera on just means you're present, just means that you're focused because you're holding yourself accountable. When your camera's off, you can get easily distracted. You can lose focus. When your camera's on, you're present. You know, I spoke about taking responsibility for your trades. You know, I spoke about the type of music that you have on your social media. And lastly, I spoke about how you can invest in yourself. You see, I always believe that being grateful every day for your situation, saying thank you to people, just the little things, manners don't cost absolutely nothing, right? But those are the things that sometimes we forget to do. Those are sometimes some of the things that slips our mind, and we just must be in a state of gratitude at all times. And in a nutshell, that's what I spoke about last week. So if you weren't there last week, you know, sorry for you. You know, we might have a recording. You can go back and watch the recording. But today, what I'm going to talk to you guys is I'm going to talk to you guys about the power of focus. You see, I'm so happy and grateful to be here. As you guys know, we are in the last quarter of the year. And I was listening to one of my mentors, Mr. Riyad Jones, a few nights ago. For those of you that know who this gentleman is, absolutely phenomenal leader. He was one of the leaders in my previous company. Um, and he is, when it comes to the spiritual side of things, absolutely phenomenal. But he was talking about the power of focus, and that really resonated with me. I really think that a lot of us in this industry, a lot of us in the company are missing it. So I said today I'm going to base my segment on that. Just so for those of you that are taking notes, right? What do we say? The note takers are the money makers. So if you're taking notes, right, you can tell your notes the power of focus. Okay, so that's what tonight's topic is about. So in a nutshell, we have to remain focused at all times. You see, you'll be surprised at the amount of people that don't achieve their goals. Why? Because they don't remain focused. I always say the number one cause of failure is simply because of broken focus. You don't actually lose focus. What happens is you trade your focus for something else because the focus is not actually gone. It's there, but what you've done is you directed your focus onto something else. You see, a lot of people, what they do is they trade their focus for, maybe things like going out with friends. It may be scrolling on social media. It may be just a simple thought like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, or I'm too tired, or I'll do it later. Whatever it may be, it's something that has distracted you from your original goal. You have lost focus. Tell me something, guys. How many of you know somebody who was like a great sports person or an athlete when you were growing up and you were almost certain that this person would be a star? This guy was at the top rank. He was the fastest in your school. He was a sick boxer. He was that person. But whatever the case was, they grew up and they didn't become that great person. They didn't become that star. And I say the reason why that it didn't happen was simply because that person lost focus, right? Whatever it is that they truly wanted, it wasn't their main, it wasn't the main thing that they focused on. Something took them away from their focus, whether it was their, you know, again, like I said, girlfriends, boyfriends, whether it was social media, whether it was going out with friends, whether it was just chilling. Maybe I just they couldn't be bothered. Maybe they felt out of passion for it, but whatever it was, they lost focus. And because of that, that pro contract, the basketball team or the boxing club or athletics or whatever it was that they wanted to, what it is that they wanted to do, they couldn't actually manifest it. All because they traded their focus onto something else. Right. So I need you guys to understand the key, right? The key. Type key in the chat box, guys. Type key in the chat box. The key to achieving your goal is predicated on your ability to stay focused. You see, when I look at someone who's successful, when I look at someone who has achieved the things that I want to achieve, I see someone that has remained focused for a long period of time. And I can draw your attention to someone like Mr. Premium Bells, Icon 100, or Mr. Chris Katanis. These are individuals who have remained focused and consistent for a long period of time. And you don't really know if you're focused unless you have the option not to be focused. You see, it's easy to focus when everything is going well. You see, when your volume's going up, when you're taking a trade and you're in profit and life is good and you're withdrawing and money's going well. People are signing up every single day. Every single day, people are signing up. Business is booming. Everything's going your way. Yeah, I can remain focused. But then the question is, can you still remain focused when things are not going your way? Can you still remain focused if there's a loss in volume? Can you remain focused if you're going through challenging times? Can you remain focused when you hit stop loss? Not once, not twice. You've gone the whole week and you haven't made no money. You've blown your account. You put money in. You've blown it again. Can you still remain focused? Can you remain focused in the midst of adversity? Because remaining focused, for me, guys, it's not even an option. You need to do it. Can you remain focused if you have an option not to be focused? And to be quite honest, I'll be honest, what happens is that is when people begin to lose it. The moment you take the option not to focus, first time, okay, then the second time, and then the third time, and it leads to another time, it leads to another time, and then before you realize, you're now into this spiral of being inconsistent. You're in the spiral of I'll do it tomorrow, right? There's times when I don't want to, I'm someone that goes to the gym on a regular basis, and there's times when I don't feel like going to the gym. But please believe, when those days come in, do you know what I do? I still go to the gym. I may go to the gym. I had that probably about 2 weeks ago. I was going to the gym for about 3 or 4 days, and I wasn't actually doing anything. I actually showed up at the gym. I probably did about 2 exercises, went to the steam, went to the sauna, and came home again. Some people would say, "What's the point of going to the gym?" I'm going to the gym because I want to remain focused on the goal. The goal is to show up every single day. The goal is to be present. All right. The goal is that if I don't go to the gym today, tomorrow it's going to be okay for me to not go to the gym. And then the next day it's going to be okay for me to not go to the gym. And before I realize I've got a whole week and I've not been to the gym. So what you've got to do is stay in the river and be focused on the things that you want to do. And these are the things, your goals, because the number one cause of failure, without a doubt, guys, is broken focus. Your success is going to be directly based on your ability to focus in this last quarter. Like we've got three light worlds. 5th of October today. We haven't got long to the end of the year, right? And there's gonna be so many things that are gonna come in and try and distract you and take you away from your focus. But family, do you know some people will never actually step into their vision? Do you know that they will never step into their purpose? And do you know why? Because they just lose focus. They don't step into the things they don't step into the things that they're supposed to step into, or the things that they want to do, because they've just got broken focus for whatever reason. And then what happens is they get upset when it doesn't happen. Or it's this person's fault, that person, then excuses come out. They fail to realize, or you fail to realize, that success doesn't just come to anybody. We are the author of our own books. We create our own success. We really need to understand that if we want to achieve anything, it's going to take extreme focus. If you feel like you can just do it today and not do it tomorrow and do it another day, and no, it's not going to work. In order for you to actually achieve anything, right, you have to do things consistently. You have to be locked on to the goal for a period of time. So for any of you in this call that want to hit ranks, who want to go director, you want to be a profitable trader, please understand it's going to take extreme focus. And it's going to be focused on, oh, there we go. Sorry, got Daddy Long legs, guys. Right, it's going to take extreme focus and focus on the right things, not the wrong things. So please, let's challenge ourselves this week. Let's challenge ourselves on how many times we can focus on certain challenges, how many times we can focus on the things that we need to do. How many obstacles can we just back to one side and say, "Do you know what? I'm not going to allow this to distract me from where it is that I want to do. I'm not going to let it knock me off." The key is to remain focused in the midst of a challenge. The key is always to be aware, right? I need you guys to understand that you need to check yourselves on a day-to-day basis. Hold yourselves accountable. I'm part of an accountability group. Every single day, we hold ourselves accountable. There are certain tasks that we need to do in order to grow our business. And in my accountability group, we have to show up every single day, regardless of what's going on, and we need to hold ourselves accountable to the things that we're doing. Now, if we don't do it, it's on us. But I know that every single day at 10 p.m., right, I have a group of people that are going to hold me accountable for me wanting to achieve my goal. And I need you guys to understand that if you don't do things like this, you'll start to lose the vision. And when you'll start to lose the vision is when you stop talking about it and you start talking about the problem. The moment you stop talking about your vision, your goals, and you start talking about the problem, that's when you realize that, yeah, you're losing focus. Oh, my customer is not picking up the call when I'm calling them. Oh, I keep losing trades. I'm not getting any sign-ups. Oh, things are very difficult. Oh, I don't know how to work the back office. Oh, this isn't working. That's not working. You're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on the problem and not the solution. You're not focusing on the goal. Because if you're focusing on the goal, you're going to find solutions. Every time you stop talking about the vision, you start talking about the problem, you're taking yourself out of alignment. You're taking yourself further and further away from the goal. Here's why. Because the goal is spiritual. The goal is in your mind. So every time you begin to think, every time you begin to speak negative about the goal, this is in your mind, you're almost losing the battle in your mind. Because the battle is what? It's in your mind. And how do we win battles that are in our mind? We win battles that are in our mind with words. The things that we're speaking on day to day, that's what we're saying. Speak positivity into your life every day. Speak affirmations. Because the moment you start battling and you start speaking negativity, you realize that it starts to come out of your mouth. And then you're not going to be able to control it. So what do we say? Right? In the midst of stress, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of negativity, we need to start speaking words of positivity, words that are going to uplift us. Start being around the right people. Start being around people that can uplift us. Start being around people that are going to encourage us. Start being around people that are going to tell us that we're doing great. They're going to care for us. They're going to encourage us. because we have to learn to empty our minds with anything that is not conducive to our success. Why? Because all things are possible to those that believe. If we are speaking negativity into our minds every single day, or we've got these things that are negative, please believe, right? It will eat us up. And it will start to believe, it will start to believe that these things that we're thinking are actually truth. Faith and truth will always change your facts. It will always change it. But you got to determine what is true from what is not true. Because when you find out what is true, or when you know what is true, nothing else will influence you. Nothing else can change what your truth is. When you know something is true, if you see a black car that has driven past you, or a red car, no one can tell you that that's not a black car, it's not a red car. We know the sky is blue on a sunny day. No one can tell you that the sky is purple or is red or is green. You can see it. You know your truth. So when you see something, or you know it's the truth about something, you don't care what anybody has to say about it, because why? You know your truth. You don't allow anyone from the outside world to come in and interfere with your truth. The truth, ideally, is what you've seen with your eyes, what you believe. If you have faith, that's your truth. God gave us two primary functions. So number one, to replay the past, and to pre-play the future. So what can we do? We can create our own truth. How do we create our own truth? With the images of what we want our life to look like. That's why we talk about having vision boards. That's why we talk about writing things down. Write the vision and make it plain so those that can see it will run towards it. In the book Think and Grow Rich, it says nothing can be built without truth and justice. You see, this is how you keep your focus and where it needs to be. This is how you determine what is true. What is true from what is a lie. I hope you guys are getting me. I hope I'm making some sense. When you see something that does not work with your truth, you know straight away. You know that, yeah, this doesn't sit right with me. I'm not really feeling this. So if you don't determine what's true, you won't know what's a lie. When you hear it, you'll be like, I don't know. So anything that sits in your mind that the devil has a chance to play around with, trust me, it will do it. Why? So what do we have to do to stop that? The devil can't change something you've written down. If you've written down your goals, you've written down your affirmations, you've got your vision board, you've got the things that you want to achieve, you've got these things written down, it can't be changed. Like I said, write the vision and make it plain so those that can see will run towards it. You see, whatever you do, whatever you write down, whatever you're repeating on a day-to-day basis, eventually you will become that. Like, let me give you guys an example. How many guys, when you were growing up, right? Like, I was somebody that, my mom wasn't very rich, I grew up a single parent household, and I saw a lot of debt growing up. I saw my mom buying things through credit cards, through catalogs. And as I got into an adult, I just copied the same things. I was just doing the same thing, get myself into debt, trying to get credit, trying to take stuff that I couldn't afford to pay for. So just like those people that maybe see prosperity, or they have an abundant life, or their parents are doing well off, as they become an adult, the same things happen. So what you see is what you become. We are a product of our environment. We are a product of the decisions and the choices that we make. But a lot of the time, our decisions and choices are determined by the environment that we choose to be in. Because we all have a choice. Some people say, "Oh, but it's not." I grew up in a bad neighborhood. Oh, I grew up on an estate, so I had to be a drug dealer. Oh, I had to get involved in crime. No, you can choose who you want to be around. You create your own success. You are the author of your own book. You can truly focus and meditate on what it is that you see yourself being and what it is that you want to become. Write it down, make the vision plain, and run towards it. See, I believe in God. Right? And for me, the desire for me is to write things down and have that vision. The Bible tells us God gives us the desires of our heart. So I believe He gave us the desire that we currently have. Not that it was there, or whatever it is. No, He gave us that desire. He gave us that desire that we have in our mind. He gave it to us. So we can't lose our truth. We can't think that it's all about us. It's not about Him. It's not about us. It's about Him. Like, let me tell you another reason why people lose focus. It's because they have a plan in their own head, right? They've decided that it has to go like this. You know, they sat down and they wrote it down like we're supposed to do, and it was supposed to go A, B, and C. But it didn't go A, B, and C. It might have went C, D, and then A. And because it's not the set idea that they wanted it to be, and it didn't happen for them the way they had anticipated it, they lose focus. They believe because they have been doing it a certain way, or it's supposed to go a certain way, or it's supposed to happen a certain length of time, it has to happen like that. And if it doesn't, then yeah, I've lost focus. I'm not interested. And this is why you might hear people saying, "Oh, do you know what? I should have been a director, or I should have hit my rank by now, or I should have been a five-figure trader, or I should have made more money trading, or bro, who says that? Everything is a process. Why do you think that you should have been a director? Why do you think you should have hit that rank? Why do you think you should be making more money? Why? Who told you that? Who do you think you are? I believe that if I haven't hit a rank, it's because I'm not ready for that rank. I need to grow into that rank. There are certain things that I need to do as an individual to grow to be able to fit into that rank. And if I haven't hit it, or if I haven't hit a certain money milestone, do you know why? It's because I haven't developed myself. It means that the money I'm trying to get, I'm not ready to receive that money. If I get that money, I'm going to do something stupid with it. So that's why I haven't got it. I don't have good money management. Like, what we're doing is we're looking at success from the wrong viewpoint. And we will never ever win if we look at it that way. We don't know when the goal is going to happen, but we do know it's going to happen. We believe it's going to happen, and it will. We can't have that preconceived notion that, oh, it's going to happen my way. And when it doesn't, we're upset. No, it doesn't need to happen your way. Family, please understand that when we start to lose focus because it didn't happen the way we want it to happen, that's when we realize who we really are. We're not the people that we intended to be. We cannot predict every eventuality. That's not who we are. We are not God. When it doesn't go our way, we start to lose focus. We start to act like babies. No, let's not do that. Let's not start to think negative thoughts. Let's start to raise our belief. Let's start to believe that, you know what? I've got this abundant mindset. I've got this mindset of, you know what? Anything that happens, it's fine. I'm okay with it. Let's keep on going. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm happy. It hasn't gone the way I wanted it to go. No problem. Let's restart, rethink, regroup, write down some more goals, and let's go again. It's so important, guys, to stay focused on your truth. It's so, so important. Because for me, the people I see successful every single day that are living their truths, right? They are living their truth because that is what they have decided, right? We need to stay true to ourselves and we need to live ours. With that being said, guys, that's me. I'm done. You know, if you got some value from, what I just spoke about, if you got some value about staying focused, let me get some 777s in the chat box. If I made some sense, if I hit home, like let me get some sevens. I absolutely appreciate you guys. I absolutely appreciate you. Right. And that's what it is. It's these little things that we've got to do on a day-to-day basis to be able to just shift our minds. Just think differently, just a little bit. Just do things slightly different. Just that 1%, just that 1% to get that change. Just that 1%. That's all you need to do, you know? And guys, with that being said, I want to bring on our next speaker. You know, this person is someone I have huge amounts of respect for. This is somebody that for me, she wears her heart on her sleeve. When it comes to her business, she is at the pinnacle of what she does. When it comes to trading, she's at that top. She does what she needs to do. Like a real boss lady. Yeah, that's what she is. She's a boss lady. And I look up to her every single day because I'm thinking, you know what, yeah, she's absolutely phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? And everyone that's in her team, yeah, like they are absolutely lucky to have someone like her that actually goes above and beyond to make sure that her team is good, making sure that they're making money on a day-to-day basis, making sure her leaders that are not in her organization are making money. Thanks to this individual, I make money on a day-to-day basis. If I've ever had a losing day, please believe Yo, can we take a trade, please? All right, I want to make some money, right? So without further ado, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Caroline, can you please take it away? Can you please take it away? Give us some value.
Thank you, Dwayne. Guys, how powerful was that from Mr. Dwayne? Huh? Let me, hang on. I need to spotlight myself. There she is. Guys, put some fire in the chat for Dwayne. How amazing was that segment? Okay. And guys, if you can share your camera, please, I want to see your beautiful faces, right? Because this is the start. Okay. We do these calls for you because we're here to serve, we're here to help, and we want to see your faces. I hope you guys took some notes from what Dwayne just spoke about just then. And guys, what I want to talk to you about today, okay? This is more powerful than any strategy, any scanner, or any course, okay? This is the one thing that separates those from who win and those who wish, okay? So it's not the markets. It's not the mentors. It is your mind, okay? It is clearly your mind. So the truth is, your outer world, family, will never outperform your inner world, okay? So if your mindset is limited by your results will also be limited, okay? So that's why it's so important to have your mindset on point, because we are all here for a reason. We are here to win. We are here to succeed. So we don't want our results to lack, okay? So what you need to be doing is rewiring your thinking, okay? Your life, your income, your business, they all begin to shift when you start to think differently, okay? If we all think in a negative way, if we all come from a lack perspective, all we are going to see knocking down on our door is lack and limitation, right? So, guys, you need to understand your mind. Most people don't realize that your mind is like a software. Okay, it's been programmed since you were a child by your parents, your teachers, the social media. All these things are shaping what you believe is possible. Okay, so unless you take control and really start to reprogram you, you will keep running on autopilot. Okay, guys, think about it, right? If your mind has been programmed to believe trading is risky, you'll hesitate on the opportunities, right? If your mind believes for success, do you get what I'm saying, guys? If your mind believes success, then you will start to achieve success. But if not, you will sabotage your own progress, okay? You've been told, as we all were, right? You've got to be realistic, right? Stop dreaming, stop daydreaming, stop thinking about all these things. Let's get back to reality and start, start living the 95% of the people like floating around in the sea like just dead fish, just floating. You know what I'm saying, guys, right? Okay? So you have to start thinking differently. But the truth is, you can reprogram your mind. And that's where everything, family, will start to change. It will start to shift for you, right? I hope I'm making sense so far, right? I really hope I'm making sense so far. So the first step to rewiring your mind, family, is every time you catch a limiting thought, you need to rewire it. You need to start speaking to yourself. There's an amazing book called What Not to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Write that down, okay? Write that book down. What not to say when you talk to yourself, okay? So your awareness, family, is your superpower. For example, I can't do this becomes I'm still learning this. This is hard becomes this is stretching me. I failed becomes I learned, right? Okay. So it's not about fake positivity. Okay. It's about real reprogramming, because your brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is repeated. So whatever you speak about often enough will start to become your reality. You will start to believe it. You lie to yourself, not everyone else. You lie to yourself until that lie becomes the truth. So whatever you believe, you start to become. Okay? So think about it in business and in trading. Okay? So let's talk about business and trading, right? Because this is where mindset shows up the most. How many times have you seen someone quit? How many times have you seen someone quit after losing a few trades? Or give up on their business after one slow month? That's not failure. Guys, that's not failure. That's programming. That's what you've been programmed to believe. The old programming says, oh, if it doesn't work fast, then yeah, it's not for me. I need to just go back to that 9-to-5 life and just keep dragging myself, you know, further and further down, right? But the new mindset says, if you stay consistent long enough, I can't lose. Consistency is the key to success. Consistency, right? When you were learning to tie your shoelaces, did you stop when you couldn't do it the first time? No, because your mum wasn't going to do it for you anymore, right? So you had to learn it, right? Unless you cheated and got Velcro, right? We don't cheat here. Okay? So staying consistent, family, means that you can't lose in trading. Your biggest battle isn't the markets. It's your emotions. Okay? So in business, your biggest obstacle isn't the competition. It's your self-belief. It's the competition with you. You are in constant competition with your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is programmed in one way from the minute you were literally conceived, guys, right? Your subconscious mind started to work then, okay? So it's all about self-belief. Success, the successful ones understand. Emotions do not make decisions, guys. Discipline does. Fear doesn't just drive your action. Faith does, right? Short-term pain creates long-term gain. So let me remind you guys, you don't trade the markets. You do not trade the markets, guys. You are literally trading with your mindset. Okay? So you don't build a business, you build belief. You don't wait for success, you become it. All right? So how can you rewire your mind? Okay? So to rewire your mind, guys, you need to replace your old thoughts with new ones. You need to speak life into yourself every single day. Going back to what we were speaking on last week, using your affirmations that align with the person that you are becoming, the person that you are, the person that is trying to break free, right? That's what you have to do. You need to speak life into yourself. Visualize, right? We used to daydream all the time, but then when we was in school, it was like, stop daydreaming, right? Let's get back to work, right? And you stop daydreaming. Can you actually remember the last time that you were doing something, you were pottering around, maybe, I don't know, and you were just thinking, but your mind said to yourself, that will never happen. It's just a wish. That will never happen. you think that because it was kind of dragged out of you, right? So visualize, see yourself already winning, see yourself hitting the blues, see yourself with a team of people, see yourself trading confidently, right? See yourself already leading a team, or see yourself already living free, okay? And there's clues all over the place. Social media, right? Social media. You see people living the life that you want. See yourself being that person, right? Feed your mind daily. Read. Listen, right? Surround yourself with people who think back big. Just going back to what Dwayne said. Your environment, who you surround yourself with. You are the product of the 5 people you surround yourself with. That's why I surround myself with people in the accountability group. I surround myself with people like Hugo, people like Dwayne, right? Every day. Honestly, I have to call Hugo, even if it's just to like ask him a random question, because he is where I want to be. So I need to hear that guy's voice every single day, right? He ain't getting away with it, okay? Right? Do you see what I mean? So read, listen, surround yourself with these people, because your environment will shape your energy, and your energy shapes your results. Guys, detach from the outcome, okay? You need to win every single trade in the game. You don't need everyone to say yes for you to grow your business. You need to focus on the progress and not the perfection. Okay? Guys, going back to what I was saying before, staying consistent. We talk about compound trading. Consistency compounds faster than intensity. Okay? What you repeat is a big one. You reinforce. That's how your brain gets rewired, guys. The most successful people have one thing in common. They think differently. When others see problems, they see possibilities. When others complain about conditions, about, you know, the markets, oh, that person gave me a trade and it lost, right? They focus on the solution. They are solution minded, okay? When others fear failure, they see feedback. That's why some people see trading as risky while others see trading as freedom. It's the same in the market. It's just a different mindset, guys. Stop thinking like the 95%. 95% chase comfort. 5% chase growth. 95% focus on quick results. 5% focus on long-term mastery. Which one will you guys be? Okay. Which one will you guys be? Okay. So what I want to ask you guys a question. Okay. What's one belief that's been holding you back? Put it in the chat. Let me know. What is one belief that has been holding you guys back? Please, some people put that in the chat. Is this a delayed moment? There we go. I want to be as successful as others. Fear. Okay. Okay. Let's keep seeing them to believe that I can make it. Fear of losing. Not being enough. Fear. I don't have enough money. Fear of failure. Losing my family. Okay. Okay. Now, say this out loud. Okay. That belief no longer serves me. I want you guys to say this out loud right now. That belief no longer serves me. And then now you want to do is you want to replace it with a new one. I am capable, I am consistent, and I am becoming who I was meant to be, right? Just going back to God, okay? God already knows what he has planned for us. We are not here by mistake. We are here to be something. We are here to do big things. We're not here to just, again, float around and just go with the flow. We're here for big things, guys. So I want you to replace it with I am capable, okay? I am consistent, and I am becoming who I was meant to be. And that's how the rewiring begins. It's not through information, guys. It's through application, okay? So remember this. You are not your past. You are not your losses. You are not your doubts. You are the thinker, okay? Not the thought. You are the thinker and not the thought, guys. Okay? And when you master your mind, guess what? You master your money, right? Do you think at the minute, let's say you want to be a millionaire, do you think your mind is at a millionaire yet? Do you think even if you stumbled into being a millionaire, would you keep that million? Did you ever hear about the guy who won the lottery and it was gone within like, I don't know, 90 days or something like that? I think it was silly, right? Because he didn't have the mindset to keep that money. So that's why it's so important. You want to fear, right? You want to fear not having that mindset for when you get that money. Because you'll get it through consistency. You'll get it when you stay locked in. You will get it. And then the true wealth comes through keeping it. Okay? So when you think different, you live different. So today, guys, I want you to make a decision. You've done thinking small. You've done letting fear run your business. You've done repeating the same old patterns. And you're here to reprogram, renew, and rise, basically. Because when you rewire your mind, family, you don't just change your results, you change your reality. And remember, your mind is the gateway to your next level. Guard it, grow it, and it will guide you straight to freedom, guys. Literally, straight to freedom. Okay? So, family, I really want you to take note of everything that myself and Dwayne have said, because we have just literally given you the key to success. We have given you the blueprint to literally reprogram your mind, to grab and take hold of what is yours, what you were destined to be. I'll repeat what I said a minute ago. God knows the plan that he has for us. He didn't just put us here to just be normal people. He gave us a purpose. You aren't just here in this business, in this platform, because you fell over and stumbled into it. No, you are here for a purpose. I need you guys to all understand that, right? You are here to change your life. You are here to change your life. You are here to change your family's life. You are here to change that generation. But you are also here because you're that gateway. And please hear me when I say this, family. Even if it's just one person, you are that gateway to somebody else's success. Remember that. You are that gateway to somebody else's success. And let me give you an example, right? Just one person, for example, Mark, right? Mark was a sergeant, okay? He served for the country, right? He had a really good position and everything else. He ended up becoming a truck driver. Mark then got into a crash on his motorcycle and became paralyzed, right? And I hope you don't mind me talking about this, Mark, but he became paralyzed, right? Then he wasn't able to do that job that he had. Mark had to think, I have to get out of this because I need to walk again, right? If he did not think that way, he would not be walking right now. Now he's in a job that he hates. He absolutely hates. But guess what? I was that gateway to Mark. I was the gateway for Mark to come in here and start getting the results. So Mark is going to be that gateway, that door for somebody else, whether it's one person or whether it's 100 people. He is going to be that gateway for somebody else. Hugo, right? Hear this. Hugo was the gateway for Premium Bells. If Hugo didn't introduce Premium Bells into this industry, Premium Bells would not be a 100K earner. So even if it's just one person, family, you are here for a purpose. And I really want you to hear me when I say that. You are here for a purpose. Use your purpose, guys. Rewire your mind, guys. Okay? And step in to that success that we are here for. Because myself and Dwayne are going to be coming every single week for you guys to help you do that. We are going to be that consistency for you. We are going to be that accountability for you to make sure that you are staying in line with what you should be doing. That's why we're here. We're here for you. We're here to serve. This is my purpose. I'm pretty sure this is Dwayne's. I'm pretty sure this is Hugo's. Okay? So guys, let me know in the chat if you have any questions based off what myself and Dwayne have gone over today. And we can answer a couple of questions and then we can end the session. And let me know, did I give you value, guys? Let me know in the chat. Put some hearts in there, right? If you got value from what I have just said to you now, family, right? Love that, and love that. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Wow, lots of hearts. Ooh.
Guys, yeah, let us flood the chat box. Absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing. Yo, Cara, you brought the house down today. Guys, listen, I mean, let's just show appreciation, right? It's not easy to come on these calls every single week, and speak and provide value, but, it just takes a certain individual, right? And I told you before I even put her on, I said that she was that person, and she definitely did deliver. Um, Before I go into the last thing, right, there was one question that I did see in the chat box that I just want to quickly go back to, and I'll tell you about something. I think it's from Oliver. I can't remember what it was. But he was basically saying, how do you deal with situations when people that are close to you do not believe in your goals, right? I'm just gonna say, who cares, right? The goals are not for them, right? The goals are for you. Who cares if mom doesn't believe in your goal? Who cares if that? Because the thing is, right, yeah, all of these people that don't care, that don't believe, you see, when you start making money, when you start becoming successful, they will tell you that, oh, I always believed in you, right? So it's down to you, right? You have to, the way I look at this, why should they believe in you? Why should they? Okay. Again, it's that expectation, right? Why should somebody believe in your goals? What have you done for that person to believe that you're going to actually achieve your goal? Can that person see you being consistent? Can that person see you being focused? Can that person see that you have changed your life in alignment of where it is that you want to go? And if you haven't, why should they believe you? What, because you said so? It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, right? Start showing up every single day, start doing the thing you need to be doing, and start getting results. And before you realize, those people will start being like, okay, yes, Oliver, I see you. I see you're changing. I see where you're going. Okay, let me get a piece of that sauce, right? That's what I've got to say to that. But guys, look, right? We've had an amazing call. We were speaking about focus. Caroline said some amazing things. I want you guys to understand, right, that this week, no, sorry, this month, right, we have the biggest event, right, that the UK is going to hold thus far. Okay, this event is event, right? We are talking about focus, we're talking about alignment, we're talking about stepping into your purpose, we're talking about all of these things, right? We're talking about the gateways and who's got right, we're talking about all of these things. If any of that makes sense to you, if any of that is something that you care about in the slightest, please understand that you need to be at this event on the 18th. Okay, I'm going to drop the link in the chat box now, and I'm also going to drop the flyer and the link in the group chats. If you have not got your ticket for this event, please do so now. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Why? Because again, you need to focus on what it is that you want to become. This event is going to be transformational. Please believe that in this industry that we've been in, I have never, ever missed an event that I had qualified for. This is an event that you all qualify for, right? So let me just put the link right in the chat box now as we are speaking. Guys, please, 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 please make sure that you get your tickets. Understand that events, they do two things, right? They elevate your vision, number one, right? And they eliminate any negative thoughts that you may have. So, Oliver, all of those people that are saying, they don't believe in your goals, yeah, be at that event. Okay, be at that event. Trust me. Right. I've just put the link in the group in the chat box on Zoom, and I'll do the same in the group chat. Right. This event, we are going to be hearing from six-figure, seven-figure speakers. We are going to be getting value on what it is that we do. We're going to be getting, if you think you're getting value now, the value on that day is going to be off the charts. Like I can't explain, right, what you're going to get from the event, right? Because it's just one of those things where you just need to be there. Okay. Don't be that person that is at an event and you've got team members that are not at the event and you're saying to yourself, after the event, I wish I told John to come. I wish I told Susan to come. I wish I told Sally to come. I'm telling you now, tell all of them to come. Tell every single person in your phone, but every single person in your organization needs to be at this event. I don't think you guys understand what this event is going to do for you and what it's going to do for your business and what it's going to do for that person. It's the gateway, right? It's the gateway. Right? You are that person that has been the gateway for somebody. You need to tell somebody about that event because that person that you're going to tell about the event needs that event. This is what they're looking for. And without you opening your mouth to tell them, without you saying, should I not? Just tell them. I can assure you, if they don't like it, if they think it was a load of baloney, come to me. I'm putting it on my head. I'm telling you that they're going to get value from that event. As a leader that's been in this business for over 5 years, every time I go to an event, I get value. So I can absolutely assure you 1,000% that whoever attends this event on the 18th will get value. Okay, I don't want to talk too much. Please, guys, the tickets are there. If you're going to be coming to this event, can I just have events in the chat box? If you are attending and you have your ticket, if you have purchased your ticket, please write event in the chat box. If you haven't, right? If you haven't purchased your ticket, put one, right? If you have got your ticket, put an event, right? So I'm going to see either ones for I haven't purchased it, and I'm going to an event for those who have. There are 48 people on the call, so I bet be seeing at least 40 people that purchase their tickets. Right? Okay. I see a couple of ones. Those ones, please, guys, right? Purchase your ticket. The link is in the chat box. We'll put it in the group chat, right? There always has to be one. Someone's got a two. There always has to be one. There always has to be one. Right? What's two? What is two? It's either event, you've got your ticket, or one, you haven't. What's two? Anyway, right? I will leave it to whatever it is, right? Okay. I see a few ones coming through. You, Mark, I'll just be out of surgery next time. Bro, you're just out of surgery. Let me know. I'll get a seat for you right at the front. Right? If we need to wheel you in, we will wheel you in. We don't have any excuses. Right? As far as I'm concerned, your ears are working. That's all you need. Your eyes, you can see. That's all you need. I will personally will you in myself, right? Just get the wheelchair and I will you in. So Mark, I'll see you at the front row. We're gonna have a seat just for you, right? I'll get you some water as well. Okay. Your operation on the 17th. If you're out of surgery on the 17th, I'll see you on the 18th, right? I'll see you on the 18th. No excuses, right? No excuses. You're going to be the testimony, right? Telling somebody that you had an operation on the 17th, you were still slightly drugged up, but you still managed to get to an event and you are still making money trading. You are that testimony, right? You are that guy, right? So I'll see you on the 18th mark, right? But guys, if you haven't got your ticket on the real note, seriously, get your ticket, right? I hope to see every single one of you there, and we will definitely see you again, same time next week. Have a blessed night. Good night.